I hate the language that's being used in all the stories surrounding this. It's the Supreme Court allows President Trump. It's the courts will allow. What type of language is that to refer to the CEO of the executive branch and the commander in chief of the US Armed Forces, the most powerful military force on the planet, and the Supreme Court is allowing him to reorganize government?
Well, you framed it the correct way because the president is the chief executive officer of the United States. He is the one that is in charge of personnel decisions when it comes to the bureaucracy. When it's cabinet level secretaries, he has to get approval through Congress. The Senate has advice and consent. But the Supreme Court just reaffirmed that the president has the ability to lay off these people, and it has nothing to do with them allowing him. But I think that it's long overdue, right? I mean, we look at the Department of Education, we see this administrative bloat, we see hundreds of billions of dollars each and every year going to it. And if it was a bloated bureaucracy and hundreds of billions of taxpayer dollars that created a successful education system, we would be churning out Einsteins at a rapid clip. But we're not doing that. Our education system has failed. The Department of Education has 40 years of failure, and it's about time that we begin to dismantle the agency.
Yeah, I was just saying to myself, I might have been on the radio, I don't know, but Nicholas, I was like, "Hey, you know what? It's interesting. Something that's allowed to last and cost multiple hundreds of billions of dollars for 40 years, longer than any of my kids have been alive, almost longer than I've been alive, that these things can exist and be paid into and expanded and given more power without showing any results. In fact, educational outcomes are worse than they were before the Department of Education was started. And we have people fighting to maintain its existence. There are whole school systems where 20, 30, 40% of the kids are the ones who can read and do math on grade level. And the majority of the kids, we're talking about Maryland, a bunch of like big states, big school systems where the kids are just getting passed on without knowing how to do anything.
It's interesting because I see people online that are saying this is the end of education. Students won't be able to read or write. I'm like, well, they already can't. I mean, let's be honest about it. The education system has been an abysmal failure. Three-quarters of the student body does not meet basic proficiency levels in any of the subject material. When we look at reading and writing, as you stated, only one-third of students can read and write at grade level, two-thirds can't. When students graduate and they go off to college, well, many of them have to take remedial courses for information that they should have mastered in high school. The reality is that they're not educating students, they're simply cycling students through the system. And I think it's best reflected in a place like Connecticut, where you have a student, a Connecticut high school graduate with honors, that when she arrived at the University of Connecticut, she was deemed functionally illiterate. She is now
Yeah.
suing the Connecticut high school. But when we look at that, the return on investment is terrible. We're not getting our money's worth. And so why continue to throw good money if there are bad outcomes? We need to reinvent the education system. And that's what it comes down to.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.